Just as the summit began in China, India's economy delivered a powerful message. Fresh GDP numbers came out on Friday and they surprised the world. The Indian economy grew at 7.8% in the first quarter. That's from April to June. So India is growing faster than China, faster than even the United States. Wonder what Donald Trump has to say about that. Not so long ago, he declared that India's economy was quote-unquote dead. If 7.8% growth is dead, then the White House needs a dictionary or a calculator. This was India's best performance in 5 quarters, and here's what's driving this boost. Manufacturing has accelerated, construction remains strong, and the services sector added momentum. Together, they pushed growth above expectations, and the timing could not have been better. India's performance has sent a signal, both at home and abroad. Here at the SCO, this economic momentum strengthens India's position. You have more room to maneuver during negotiations, and you are seen as a credible partner for trade and investment, beyond traditional choices like Russia and China. In fact, Central Asian nations are tracking this closely. For them, India's growth story is hard to ignore. These countries want new markets. They want better opportunities, and India is emerging as an attractive option to expand trade. One that is not only driven by exports and excess capacity, but also by demand at home. Domestic consumption is driving India's economy forward. It has helped cushion the shock of Trump's tariffs. And again, within the SCO, India can use these growth numbers as proof of credibility to invite investment and to expand partnerships. This could help New Delhi build alternatives that reduce dependence on Western markets and further blunt the impact of US tariffs. But what about ordinary Indians? How do these numbers affect their lives? 7.8% GDP growth, what does it mean for them? Well, this growth can translate to jobs in factories and construction sites, higher incomes in rural areas, and evidence that the Indian economy is resilient. At the same time, it should not make Indian policymakers complacent, because these numbers come from a period when the tariffs were not fully in effect, April to June. So the true picture will emerge in the second half of the year. The United States has doubled tariffs on Indian imports. The 50% rate came into effect on Wednesday. It hits key sectors like textiles, leather, and chemicals. Economists say growth will soften in the months ahead, and the impact is already visible. On Friday, the Indian rupee hit a record low. It slipped past 88 to the dollar for the first time. Markets fear that the tariffs will further hurt exports and drive foreign investors away. India's central bank is already responding. In June, it cut the interest rate to 5.5%. It was a reduction of 50 basis points. In August, the bank held steady, but officials have signaled that another cut may come later this year if growth slows. Even so, economists say that India's resilience is clear. The World Bank projects that India will grow at 6.3% in the next fiscal, that's 2026. The IMF sees growth at 6.4%, which is among the fastest anywhere in the world. And all this is despite Washington's tariff assault. If this is what a dead economy looks like, maybe Trump should worry about the living. As Trump's trade war rattles the world, all eyes turn to Tianjin, host of the SCO summit. Prime Minister Modi makes his first visit to China in 7 years. India's policy of multi-alignment faces its biggest test. Will the outreach to China open the door to a new partnership? And will talks with Russia add weight to India's stance against trade wars and tariffs? Catch Vantage live from Tianjin.